second goal of the day.
Oh, you can add that on with it. Yeah, that can be the goal of the day, yeah. Because you've got of the year there.
Yeah. Mention that donated by Tom McDonald's son, Gary. Will it pick me up on there? So the sound. Welcome everyone here to Maley Park for the big match today of round 4, Carew Latham versus Carnamah Perendry in the North Midlands Football League. I'm Darren McDonald, and alongside me today is my father Terry McDonald. It is belt up round across all of country WA footy this weekend, so special football being used for each game across country footy WA to be awarded by the umpires to best on ground. So remember to drive safely to and from the games wherever you are and to belt up. Okay, it's also a really special day here in Carew at Maley Park. It's where we're taking the opportunity today to honour 2 legends of the North Midlands. One being my grandfather Tom McDonald, who coached and played Carew in Carew Latham with distinction. Also was the president of the North Midlands Football League. And the other one just recently passing was Bernie Brand, and he was also a wonderful player for Carew and Carnamah respectively. Both teams are wearing black armbands today out of respect for Bernie Brand, and there will be a minute's silence before the game. So Terry, as we look at the ladder, Carew Latham played 3, won 3 and have a percentage of 209. Dongra sit beneath them. They've played 3, won 2 and had a percentage of 128. Carnamah Perendry have played 3 and won 2 and they have a percentage of 103. In 4th, Minganew have played 3 and won 2. They've got a percentage of 89. And then we've got 3 Springs and Morrow who have played 3 each, yet to have a win with low percentages. So an important game for both sides today. Carew Latham have started the season very well.
Yes, we witnessed the game against Minganew, and Carew got out of the blocks very early to record their victory. Minganew were very competitive, and although they went down by 10, 11 goals on the day, Carew were a little bit superior, and I did feel they had a lot more improvement in them as well, and they're looking pretty good out on the track, and I would expect a big showing from Carew Latham again today.
It's good to see a couple of premiership players back in the lineup for Carew today. Will Jack, been around a long time, played his junior footy here, and he's played in 3 premierships, and then we've got Tane Moran, who's come back to the footy club last year, and he's back in this week. We've got a big out. He hasn't played a lot this year after the first round. He's got some sore ribs. Matty Burley, the coach of the Magpies, he's going to sit this one out, but he'll be a big inclusion when he does come back. Jackson Bothy's got work commitments, the premiership captain of the football club. Shannon McLean, a very, very handy midfield, skillful, knows how to find the footy with a broken ankle. Rian Cox, he's out for family reasons. And Jarks Lambert, the tough in and under midfielder who hails originally from Dunsborough, is out with an MCL. So quite a few big outs for the Magpies today.
Yes, and one player we should watch today is number 3, Casey Cox. He uses the ball very well, has football intelligence, and is very clean, and it's one player I was really impressed with 2 weeks ago. Carnamah is staying much with their local team. Plenty of good prospects there, and it'll be interesting to see Tom Walton fronting up, and he's reported to be a good player, Tom, and we'll see how Riley and Trevor Stoust also shape up today.
And Tim Steele and Dylan Noble, 2 fairly handy players for the Carnamah Perendry Football Club, are out injured today also. So there are a couple of players under a cloud. Riley Pulteney, the captain coach of the football side, been a dominant player in the league for many a year, both for Minginyu and Carnamah Perendry. He's also the captain coach. He's going to be playing with a bit of hamstring awareness, so it'll be interesting to see how and where he lines up, because normally they like to play him in the middle of the ground, but he probably will stand in the square today.
Yeah. Another player for Carnamah Perendry to watch will be number 24, Mitchell Opolinski. His father played in Carnamah's premiership team in 2008, 2004, 2008, in that era. And Ted was a very good player, so we'll see if Mitchell will front up today and see how he performs.
So we've got about 5 minutes before bounce down. We will be having we will be having a minute's silence for Bernie Brand when the umpires do come back out. And another aspect to talk about today is that we've been brought to you courtesy of Delta Ag Warren Sterrett. Thanks to him for his support. And Alum Lube, they are like a well-oiled machine. Great Southern Fuels, they're a major partner. McWhirter, they're absolutely stars, their family, and John O'Neill. We've got a pair of Archie's thongs to give out to the best on ground, along with the Tom McDonald football, and also the John Backman medal will be given to the Carnamah best on ground. And then we've got AFGRI, John Deere. They are a major partner, and they are sponsoring the whole of Country Footy WA's Mark of the Year, and that's worth $3,500 today. Huge prize. And along with that today, there's another sponsor for the mark and goal of the day. Terry, if you want to talk about that one.
Yes, it's the Friedman 1 mark.
Hopefully we get a nominee and a contender to go into that from today's game. And that's 3 nights accommodation in Broome, which I'm sure they would enjoy at the end of the footy season, just before harvest cranks up. So a beautiful day here in Karoo. There is a northeasterly blowing which will be coming across the ground to the right of screen, and it'll be pushing the ball into that into the western pocket here at the southern end of the ground, and it's about 26-27 degrees, so warm conditions, not a drop of rain in sight, clear blue skies, and just look at the backdrop here at one of the best grounds in the North Midlands. It's one of the best you'll see anywhere. Maley Park is an absolute gem in the crown of Country Footy WA. You played many a game here, Terry?
Yes. Before it was under grass, we just had the yellow ground, and it was always the softer ground of the ones that compared to Morawar and Perendry, which seemed to be built on gravel. But we end up getting grass and watered, and this was one of the leaders of the competition, and it's always been. And always involves the crowd. You feel as though you're at the football here, and it's really good atmosphere.
Not too many of the grounds around the place have got the trees around the back like Maley Park, which really creates a stadium-like atmosphere. It's like a an unofficial type boundary or wall, if you like, and it creates that stadium feel here at the ground.
Yes, it does, and everyone gets out of their cars and gets along the fence line, so you feel as though you're close to the crowd, which makes it better when you're playing too. You feel as so you've got supporters out there.
And the two lucky teams that get to the grand final in September in the North Midlands Football League get to come back here to Maley Park to try and win the cup, hold it up. So there would not be a better venue in the league to come and win a grand final, I would say.
Well, the whole catering, from the catering to the playing service, it lends itself to being able to support a big crowd here, with the hockey field in very good condition and the netball courts, children's playgrounds, and the magnificent swimming pool now in the northern background lends itself to being a really good centre for a wheat belt town.
Back in the old days, the Nippers would have been playing just before the A grade, and the B grade would have been playing, but we just have the one game now. The Nippers were having a go before. No more Colts. The people among the Football League, and we've interviewed a lot this morning before today's game, it's a credit to them the way that they are not just keeping it going, but putting some foundations in place to ensure that it stays.
Yes, that's right. Everyone's working hard, and clubs all seem to get together now and try and support this scenario that's happened. So it's good that they stay back and after the game and have a quiet drink or two and go over the game and see what's all happened.
Also want to take a moment just to give a special thank you to John Douglas and Classic Clashes and Filming Footy for making the effort to come up here today to help produce today. He's been here since Thursday, just off his own back, around the countryside, up to Carew and Carnamah, and interviewing coaches, and it's just added to the day. It's a great promotion of the Football League and this day that means so much to us and our family. And John, we couldn't be more grateful, and we really appreciate what you've done for us, and hopefully we can repay you in some way, shape or form down the track.
Thank you. Endorse that, John. It's terrific, and your setup is magnificent. So I hope the game can do it justice, but if not, we'll celebrate it after anyway, mate. So it's really good. Pleasure.
So we're all starting to gather the sides. The last few words from the coaches, the Magpies, sporting a Port Adelaide type strip this year. Every time they win a flag, and they've won 3 over the last 4 years, they come out with a different design. We used to be the traditional black and white stripe with the white back, like the old Collingwood jumpers, but they've come with a few different strips the last few years. They've had the white V, they've had the big magpie down the side, and now they come out with the Port Adelaide strip, and I must say, it looks fairly impressive, Terry.
Well, that's what Koshy's been fighting for years, so he needs to tune into this and see what happens in the North Midlands of Western Australia.
And of course, Carnamah, Perenjori, the amalgamation of these sides back in the 90s, these two towns came together, and Perenjori were red and blue, Carnamah were blue and white, so they've gone the red, white and blue, and they kept the kangaroo moniker that Carnamah had, and they train at each venue during the week, and they've managed to win a couple of premierships themselves in recent years, not last year but the year before as well, and they have won every Tom McDonald Memorial Day since its inception, and it's always been played away from their home, so they'll be keen to carry that on.
No, they've been very supportive of the day, and it's good that they embrace it, and with Bernie Brandy incorporated in it today, just adds little bit more to the whole day.
So the umpires have brought the two sides together for a minute's silence for Bernie Brand, who passed away earlier this year. Wonderful icon of this league. captains now coming out. Reece Johns from Carew and young Heelan from Carnamah. His father Ambrose is the president of the football club and used to be adversaries with myself on the field. Carnamah Parentry won the toss and they're going to kick to the southern end, which will be to the right of your screen. The Magpies be kicking to the northern end to the left. And a little tip my Uncle Gary told me about this ground. He said you should always be aiming to kick to the northern end in the last quarter, because usually a bit of breeze flows through. Don't think that'll happen today. And the ground also slopes downhill that way. So you're running downhill and with the breeze in the last quarter, but with that northeasterly in, that might counteract it.
Just back to Bernie, they're paying the ultimate tribute to him there. Bernie was an exceptional team player, always wanting to bring other players into it. I had the good fortune to, after seeding, I'd go and work on Bernie's farm as he's developing a new farm, and we lived in the end of the shed. If we wanted to make a phone call, we had to go down to the pole along the main road and climb up the pole and plug in the phone. And it's a little bit different from today. And his father was a premier at the time, and we had another Maltese little chap, Joe, working with us, and David Brand would call in his big black car, and Joe would yell out, "G'day, Dave." Not Mr. Brand, but "G'day, Dave." But anyway, there were some fun times I had with Bernie.
So we've got McLean in the ruck for Carew Latham, and he'll be taking on Bestry. McLean has won the Tom McDonald football before, and last year was very close again. We've got Magpies in the middle. Oh, it's actually Andy Regan in the ruck. Sorry, McLean in the middle, and we've got Mongridge going up against young Bestry. Up they go. It's one down by Bestry. He's first to arrive. Magpies knocks the ball free. Regan takes the footy and moves forward. Long kick inside 50. They come out and meet it. Ball goes to tech well. Rove by Mongridge off the pack. Dribbles one forward. Stone thumps it forward. Can't quite pick it up. Now Carnamah Parentry have the football and look to be looking to try and to repel. It's Criddle with the footy. Gets a handball off to Pulteney in defence. On the left boot. Beautiful kick up the wing. Can't be marked there by Kane Smallwood. Then it was Tane Moran who did not get rid of the ball correctly, and he's given away the free kick. Ball clears the pack. Footballers fighting for it out here on the members' wing. McLean shovels the ball out to Zanka. He eventually picks it up, gives it to Moran. Moran by hand over the top to a teammate. They can't quite get hold of it. Ball still in dispute. Magpies gathered that nicely in a nice, neat little handball out to a teammate on the far side. Carew Latham move forward again. Jack can't mark, but still may end up with the football. That's good work by Pulteney, putting his body on the ball. Jack still ends up with it, and the umpires will ball it up at right half forward for Carew Latham.
Even contest at this time, does it? Both teams willing.
The whips are cracking. One down by Bestry again. Pulteney can't pick it up. Mongridge coming through. He can't pick it up either, and Carnamah Parentry dribble the ball back up the wing. It's picked up by Smallwood. Gets a handball out to Lucas Smallwood. Ball still in dispute. Jacobson, that's Robert, couldn't pick it up, and it's won a free kick. It's going Carew Latham's way.
Benton, is it?
And it's young Benton. Benton, he would have liked to take that kick again. Pulteney intercepts, drives it forward into space. Out they come to meet the footy. Very well done by Moran. He's cool in a crisis. Tries to get it out to a teammate, and it's stuck on the boundary line. It looks like it is going to be a free kick going the way of Carnamah Parentry.
Yes.
So it's to be Pettit. Drops on his right boot. Beautiful kick, but having attention, quite a bit of attention there
From Cunningham.
The Carnamah Parentry forward. The ball goes across the line. There'll be a ball in at left half forward for the Roos. Bestry and Regan. One down by Bestry. He's having the better of that comp. McLean got it to Mongridge. Mongridge tried to beat a few and couldn't, and Criddle sees the ball over the line. So they'll do it all again from the same spot. Ball comes back into play. One down by Bestry. And big shepherd by Stone ran past the ball, and it works out for McLean of the Carew Latham Magpies. Drives it inside 50. Big fist from the Carnamah Injury defence. They come in hard. Working hard is Comley. Does like a goal. Picks it up. Brought to ground. Yes. Umpire's going to ball it up. Good defence by the Roos.
Good pick up by Comley too.
Played his 250th last week for the Magpies. Jake Comley. Taken out of the ruck by Hupping on his left boot. And it's the first score of the day, and it's only a behind. So Magpies hit the lead. They are kicking against a breeze. Ball to be brought back into play by the Roos. Ball comes off the instep. Mancoovy meets it, can't pick it up. Douse, that's Travis, tries to get the footy. Now it's ended up with Walton. Handball's back into the corridor. It's turned over. Mancoovy tries to break through Walton's tackle. Ball spills out on Stone. He's whacked it through, Blair Stone. And that's a contender already for the AFGRI John Deere Major Partner Mark of the Year, $3,500 prize. Looking for options. Mancoovey's been told to play on, so he goes at Walton to put pressure on the kick. Benton marks, good intercept mark on the wing. Wheels around, immediately looking for the corridor. Tried to bite it off. Good intercept there by Zanka. Picks up, spins out of trouble, drives the centre forward. Jack can't mark. Mancoovey's there, gathers the ball beautifully. It's tackled, run down. Umpire says holding the ball. Yes. And that's brilliant work by boys of Carnamah Injury.
And Coovey's got to pick up the pace of the game yet. He's been getting in there.
Umpire didn't pay the mark due to lack of distance. Walton got the handball to Criddle. Criddle dishes out to Luke Smallwood. Goes up the wing over the head of Pulteney. He seems to be moving okay. Benton really hit hard by Pulteney, and the umpire said holding the ball. He's not going too bad for a bloke with a sore hammy already, Pulteney.
He's been very prominent.
Yeah, he's put his hand up early for the Johnny Backman medal. Not the best kick. And Morchline for Carnamah sees it over the line, and there'll be a ball in at right half forward for the Roos. What do you make of it so far, Macca?
Yes, it's still pretty tight. I'm expecting Carew Latham to break clear a little bit, but Carnamah are fighting back strongly, so it's a good contest at this stage.
Bestry does well. Cunningham can't get to the football. Bestry does in the ruck. Head over the footy beautifully by Zanka. He's done some nice things already today, the defender. Carew Latham come out and hit hard was Johns. He normally does the hitting. He's a tough player, customer. Off the ground goes Kane Smallwood with a left foot soccer, and it dribbles out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
Be a good opportunity here for Carnamah to get onto the scoreboard and keep the game tight.
Rightio. Ball to come back into play. Bestry's been impressive in the ruck so far, getting the better of Regan. But going up against him this time is Opolinski. One down by Opolinski in the forward pocket for the Roos. They streak out of the pack.
Ooh.
Good smother by Benton with his forehead. Gets right up, but they should have done better there, the Roos.
Benton's been involved in plenty of strong passages of play.
He's starting. He got dealt with fairly heavily here on the wing, but to front up and do that again shows courage. Moran completely misses it off the boot. Might have got a feather on it. Little soccer out of defence. Ball's picked up by the Roos. It's off the boot of Opolinski, but Mancuvi in the square takes the mark. Comes out to Mongridge. Is it still in the field of play? Yes, it is. He's in the left back pocket for the Magpies. Spots up Zanka, locking away. He's going about it. Moves around a lot. Goes back across the face of goal. Finds Johns. Takes the mark. Plays on. Goes down the outer side. Finds Stone. Gets a handball over the top. Working well, the Magpies out of defence. Mancuvi does very well. Got it into Cunningham. Gave off the handball to the running Stone. Beautiful kick over the top to Harping, who goes back. He's 55 out. Goes into the hot spot. Player set himself and on the chest. Off hands. Snap over the shoulder by Pearce. One behind. The Magpies squandering opportunities.
They moved the ball nicely down the scoreboard side there with precision, picking out targets, and they were clean until the shot at goal.
How good was the kick from Stone to Hupping?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So, Carnamah out of defence and a mark on the chest to Opolinski, getting the football moving by hand straight away. Criddle takes the mark at right half back, goes into the corridor to find his captain, his co-coach. A big sweeping handball by Poultney, goes over the top looking for Riley Dowd. Can't quite get a handle on it. The Magpies do. Ball's still in dispute out on the wing. Picked up by Jack. He's tackled and the umpire said over the shoulder. Will Jack. Not much of him, but he does like to put his head over the footy. Plays on immediately. Has a player all his own in Stone, who's having an absolute birthday. He goes long inside 50 looking for Hupping. Can't take the mark. It's going to be the first to arrive off the deck. Here he goes off the left boot, screws it around the corner. Another behind.
They're attacking strongly. Need to finish off better.
He's kicked about 2 or 3 behind.
3 points.
Hupping could have been.
3.
Ball gets brought back into play. Walton playing pretty well so far. Young Walton comes into the corridor. Very good mark there to Brendan Walton, who now goes long. Criddle sets himself. Good spoil by McLean. Gathered beautifully by Bruin. He's run out of tarmac, and there'll be a ball in here on the members' wing here at Maley Park.
Take the ball.
11 minutes into this first quarter.
Bruin was impressive then. He attacked the ball very strongly.
One down by the Roos. Mancuvi gathering the football.
Oh,
Play
wow.
on, says the umpire. Criddle now with the footy. 2 set upon him. McLean brings him to ground. Umpire says holding the ball. Matthew McLean, a very impressive player at the Magpies. Hales just the Carew side of Mora. Oh, not the best kick. You give a bloke a rack, but Comley's good enough to get it off the deck. Left foot, tumbles it inside 50. Well attacked by the Magpies. That's Keith. And he's found Hupping all on his Pat Malone. Good mark on the chest. He can go back and settle and have a shot for goal and hopefully kick his first.
Break the ice this time. It's good vision then by the young player, wasn't it, Keith?
Keith, really good work. Good team play by the Magpies. So he's just about dead in front and would shoot from about 40 metres. Right, kicking into a slight nor'easter. And he comes off the left foot. It's a penetrating drop punt. And he's got the 4 points this time. He'll be happy about that.
That was a beautiful kick. It really did cover the distance with penetration. And he'll be feeling a lot more confident in himself with the goal against his name now. Carnamah have been strong, but then been turning over on their next passage of play. Win one passage and then they turn it back over.
for Great Southern Fuels. Great supporters of country football. Hupping, the goal kicker, head over the ball, gets the ball out to Regan, tumbles it forward. Keefe can't quite get it. Magpies there. Carnamah per injury were battling hard through Bowman. Created a contest and forces the ball up. Good work by both sides. Pulteney's in amongst it as well.
He's been playing well early, Pulteney.
Up they go. One down by the Magpies. Picked up by Keith. Gets a handball out to no one in particular, and Morchline intercepts. Comes across the ground and finds Luke Smallwood taking a mark at centre half back. Comes up the wing, and McLean just chips in front and takes a beautiful intercept mark there for the Maggies. Gets it off to Hupping, who's been busy early. He gives a handball off to Johns. Johns trying to hit it to Keith. Keith does well, keeps the ball in front of himself, and now storming away from the pack is Pearce. Goes inside 50 with an ugly kick. Ball still there, chaos it is. Carnamah per injury recover and bring the ball out of defence. Long down the wing. Hupping's in best spot. Ball eludes him. Well attacked there by Carnamah per injury. Coming at it hard is Opolinski. Still can't gather the football. Robert Jacobson's met very hard. Ball's with Johns. That's a better kick. Goes back inside 50 for the Magpies. Players set themselves. No one can mark. Keith off the deck, held without it. Get the free kick.
Yes, Carnamah dropped the mark, left the door open.
So he's come in with a low kick. That's Stone. Sells a bit of candy. Kick smothered off the boot. Didn't really know where to go, and the ball is gathered by Carnamah per injury. They bring it out of defence again. They set themselves. Really good effort there by the Roos to bring the ball to ground. It is on like Donkey Kong. The intensity's up. As Hirsch tries to shovel the ball out, Mancuvi has it now.
He's getting into it more and more.
Hopping under pressure from Pulteney, does well on his left boot. Keith's been left all alone. It's all there for him if he can keep it in play. Does. Little right foot stab pass finds Stone at the top of 50. Yes. Stone, a little dance. Did a little dance Stone. Like his old man, and he's Phil, and he's earned 50, and he's coming into line up for his second.
Cost him 50. That was critical. I was questioning whether it went the 15 metres, but the umpire said it did.
Well, Carew Latham really up and about to start this game. This will be a Monty for Stone. And now, what's going now? He's played on. It's still in play. What is it? Off hands? I think it's a behind. Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Go back and take the kick, Blair.
It was a comedy of errors as Carnamah per injury bring it back into play. It's Criddle at centre half back. Goes right into the middle of the ground where he's got one teammate surrounded by three of them. Jacobson's hit hard again, taking a few of those. Ball comes out to Smallwood.
Opolinski.
He got it off there to Bowman, and no, it wasn't Bowman, it was Kane Smallwood, and he sees the ball over the line.
The Magpies are asking for insufficient intent.
Umpire says throw it back in.
Yes.
Pulteney can't gather. Good work by Bruin out of the pack. Very strong mark in front to Comley.
He was pushed into it as well.
Kept good work. Eyes on it. Beautiful foot pass out to Benton. Takes a good mark on his chest. Still here on centre wing. Stone. They need to man him up. He's having a lot of the footy early. Wheels around. Right foot inside 50. They stand underneath it, and it's an uncontested mark in the end of Carnamah per injury. Ball comes in. Criddle. He's doing okay there in the back line.
They're open in the corridor here if they can get hand on the ball. Well, a tap across is still out in the open for them.
They pick it up. Hirsch does very well. Throws on his left foot inside 50. Rees, big spoil from him. Working exceptionally hard is Cunningham, and eventually the Magpies get it out of defence, and that was a bullet to Will Jack on the chest. He goes on his left foot. Further up the wing, Comley used his body well, couldn't quite mark it. Goes off the ground with a soccer kick. Magpies looking impressive. Moran goes for the footy. brings the ball back into the corridor. Oh, here he is, Moran. Top of the 50. Gets it to Benton. It's coming back. Stone, right foot, flying shot on goal. And a mark on the chest in the square to the Magpies. This one, you would think, will be a certainty.
Yes, they need to kick this one straight through, but they've been getting the ball, kicking to one-on-one, not breaking up Carnamah, who cannot get more people into the contest.
Pearce around on the right foot, and that's a sausage roll to the Magpies. And on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, it's the Magpies 3-5 to 3-5-23 to the Carnamah Perendry Roos yet to score. Now, you would have thought, Terry, correct me if I'm wrong, that mark was taken in the square.
Yeah.
So he should have had to go straight back dead in front.
That's right, that's right. But they've been able to take the ball from half back or across the centre and bring it out of Carnamah's forward line, kicking to a leading target and only playing. And Carnamah haven't been able to get the numbers across to stop the flow of the Kuru Latham team. They need to get more support from the midfield to cut the supply.
There's a little bit of confusion as they go up again. This one's one down by Opolinski. He's starting to do well. Carnamah bring the ball out of the middle of the ground through Criddle. Drives it to full forward. Coming out and meeting it strongly is Riley Cunningham. And he sees keeps it in play. Thought he might have kept that in play.
He wanted the ball, didn't
he? Has to think about it and then lets it go on. Said he'll ball it up. So getting up is Criddle. Up they go again, Bestry and Regan. Regan wins this one. Going for the footy was Riley Dowse. Criddle getting a bit of it, pump, fake, and then gets it out off the outside of the boot to Opolinski. He stops props Poltney. If he could got a handle on it, he was a chance from there. Mongridge gave us the ball for the Magpies and hacks it out of defence. Comley, well met, working well. That's good work by the little former Rover. Gets it out in front of Cox, and this could be anything. He's got pace to burn. Gets around one, has a bounce, moves inside 50, lines them up, sets sail for a sausage roll, and it's gone for a behind.
He's a little excitement packages, Casey Cox. He looks very positive when he moves. Very definitive in his actions.
It was definitely tailor-made for him.
Yes.
Regan can't take the mark from the Carnamah Perendry kick out, gathers it outside of the right boot, back into play. Walton can't mark for the Roos. Then he gets the handball back to a teammate in Heelan, drives the ball into the corridor. This is dangerous. Jack gathers. He's a chance if he wants to. Left foot, flying shot. Intercept, still in play. Walton brings it out again. Finds Opolinski. They're working hard. Carnamah just can't hit the scoreboard. Criddle, mark on the chest. What's he got? It's interesting that the Carnamah Perendry are automatically looking through the corridor when they get the footy, which is good attacking footy. And at that stage there, the ball beat the Carnamah Perendry player across the line.
22 minutes.
22 minutes gone in this first quarter. Ball comes back into play. Regan gets it down to Johns. Spills out to Mongridge. He handballs over the top to Bruin. He can't gather. The Carnamah Perendry player does brilliantly. Trying to work out who that player is. We haven't got number 22 listed, so a quarter time we'll find out who that is. One down by Opolinski. The mystery player with the helmet takes the ball out of the pack and hacks it forward. McLean, Dowse can't quite bend over. Opolinski gives it out to a teammate in Maunchline. Fumbles, eventually gets the ball to boot. Coming out, Zanka strong. And that's a candidate for the Afgri John Deere Mark of the Year. $3,500 could come his way. In the middle, Hupping. I like this player, Terry.
Yes,
powerful.
Very strong.
Left foot. Standing underneath it was Comley. But coming out is Walton, strong in defence. McLean waits for the football. Comes off his knees. Opolinski, been busy. Handball to Poltney. Poltney, good smother there by McLean. Zanka fires it out to McLean. He's been met by the mystery man. Off the
Forced the
Out
error.
off the instep of the right boot, out on the full. Good pressure by the mystery man.
Yeah. Forced the error.
So the ball to be brought back into play by the Roos, just in front of the Maley Park Function Centre.
Danny Criddle again.
He's racking him up.
Yeah.
He's come to play today. Beautiful foot pass off Polinsky on the lead. Takes the mark on the wing here, right in front of the commentary box. Drives it up the centre half forward. They stand underneath it. Strong
great
mark. Great contender for Mark of the Year by Riley Dowse, thanks to Afgri. That was tough. Now he goes into centre half forward, and not the best kick. The ball is taken back there by Carew Latham. Ball comes out. I think that might have been Kenner. Mancuvi can't pick up the football. Now he does. Comes back out to Kenner. Kenner goes long down the outer wing. Hupping's there. He's been marking all that. He's away. He has a bounce. Has a second. Just goes to dribble it inside Stone there. He can't quite take the footy. Good handball out by Moran into Hupping off his left boot. And he's missed again. 1-4 he's kicked. He could have had the Tom McDonald ball wrapped up at this point in time if he'd kicked straight. Jeez. Carnamah for injury. Bring the ball back into play. Come right up the middle of the ground.
Corridor again.
Good work there, Hirsch. And he's put a big up and under. Comley comes in, makes a spoil. Mongridge streaks through the contest. Puts in a bullet to Hupping, who's all on his own. Plays on this time. On his left foot. He has another sider. And this time he's got it. Hupping's got 2-4.
2-4 for the day. He's been very prominent, and Carnamah don't have the answers for him at the moment. There goes the siren now for quarter time. Entertaining football by the Carew Latham side. We're really dominating the game. Carnamah coming through the corridor, like I said, Darren, many times, but then turned it over, and Carew Latham were able to attack at ease, really, and attacking through Humping a lot. He could have had quite a few more goals. And
on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, it's the Magpies, courtesy of that late goal from Hupping, 4 goals 7-31 to Carnamah per injury yet to score. So we're going to take a break, and we'll come back for the second quarter action here at Maley Park straight after that. Welcome back here to Maley Park for the round 4 clash between Karoo Latham and Carnamah Perentry. Currently on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, Karoo Latham 4-7. Carnamah yet to score as we start this second quarter. Magpies will be kicking to the right of your screen and the Roos to the left. What are you looking for out of Carnamah Perentry this quarter, Macca?
I think if they can maintain the corridor and be positive, and I think keep going direct, because that's going to be their best chance. If they play around too much, there'll be too many turnovers.
Darren McDonald, and alongside me, Terry McDonald today, as we have the pleasure of bringing in today's game, as Mongridge gets it off his boot to Mancuvi, who brings it out of defence, and Hupping, who's been so damaging early. He's out in front, takes a good strong mark out in front. He's going to turn around and have a shot on his have a shot at his third goal.
Mancuvi is really getting into the tempo of the game and is starting to look very positive and dangerous.
Cream starting to rise to the top.
Yeah.
Hupping dead in front, will shoot from just inside 50. In he comes, the big left footer, walks right on the paint. It's a lovely strike. Our goal umpire having to do a fair bit of work, and it's his 5th behind. Hupping, one more and we can say he's got 3 straight.
Yeah.
Geez, he could have put this game to bed.
Yes. Well and truly.
The Roos bring the ball back into play, looking
Tom
for Boltney. Coming across the front is Bestry. The ruckman taking a juggle mark on his chest. The left half back he plays on. Awkward looking kick into the middle of the ground. Coming and attacking the ball is Criddle. Does well, shrugs one off, gets around another, looking for some teammates. Now he gets a handball across to Riley Dowse. He goes back to Criddle. Criddle taps it back to Bestry. Head over the footy, good work. Evades McLean. Back to Dowse. Head over the footy. Here comes McLean again. That's good play by him. And then Carnamah's Brendan Walton comes in to tie it up. And there'll be a ball up right in front of the members' wing here at Maley Park. Regan and Bestry. Neither ruckman can get hold of it. Head over the footy there is Bowman. Comes out there beautifully to Mongridge. He's put it in front of Mancuvi. It's like these two have a sixth sense. Mancuvi pushed in the back by Bowman there. Coming hard at the footy was Pettit. Couldn't pick it up. Going in for the Magpies was Keith. Umpires found a free kick. What was that for, Terry?
I was watching Dowse pick up the ball. He caught one to the head, but the earlier free kick.
Keith's being walked.
To Keith.
Keith's being walked because the ball did not go directly back to him.
Yes.
And the Roos will be cursing that.
It's an easy option for goal here. Kicking with a slight aid of a breeze.
So 45-degree angle, right side for a left footer. Has a shot from 45. The ball does not make the distance. A shot out of the air by the Magpies. It's all the Roos in defence as Jacobson got a handball out to Walton. He fired off a handball to a teammate and they bring it out. Mongridge intercepts. It's still a chance for the Magpies. He gets it back to Jack by hand. Jack on the left foot into the corridor. Coming out and meeting the ball well was the Carnamah Perentry defence. Now it's off the left foot by Cox. They set themselves, no mark taken. That was Pearce that brought it to ground. Carnamah Perentry worked their way out of defence with a big, long clearing kick. Waiting underneath it, McLean, and takes a mark on the chest just forward to centre wing. Goes into the corridor, all on his own is Zanka. He might gather it and go. He does, outside of the right boot. Mongrel kick. Pearce on the right boot, around the corner over the shoulder. Thanks for coming.
Good snap then. He ran into it, collected it, and turned. All very positive. The Carnamah Perentry players are getting the ball and then become hesitant with their next move. They don't seem to know where they want to kick the ball or find a target. They're stopping and then consequently getting tackled, and if they do get it away, it just goes back into no man's land. So they need to find some targets outside of where the ball's coming from.
A couple of times there, Pearce has come out and attacked the ball really hard. I've liked his work in the air and on the ground. He looks a player to me, and he showed his supreme skill right there. Remembering it's built-up round today, and the umpires will present the built-up round football to the best player they judge on the field at this point in time. Magpies 5-8. Carnamah Perentry yet to score.
It's certainly putting a gap in the game now, and Carnamah desperately need to regain their confidence a little bit and start looking for each other.
Vestry won the tap, but McLean soccers off the deck in front of himself. Still can't pick it up. He's got attention there from Kane Smallwood. They gather at Carnamah per entry and bring it back to Pulteney. He tried an unusual type of handball there. Get it back to Criddle. Criddle gets it off the toe and Vestry has it. Off his left foot, straight down the corridor, Zanka. He's a player, Macca.
Yes, he wants it.
Good mark on the chest. Reads it well, uses it well. Mancuvi on the wing. Gives it to the hard-running Keith. Keith on the right boot. Over the head of Jack, but yes, Mongridge comes out and takes it on the chest.
Well orchestrated from the centre line.
He kicks it to the hot spot. They fly. Pearce brings it to ground. Working hard in defence with the Carnamah per injury. Was the Carnamah per injury player in Heelan. He's doing a good job at fullback for the Roos. He's under plenty of pressure at the moment. Of course, you coached his uncle, Kenny Heelan, who was a little live wire in the forward pocket, Terry.
Yeah, very lively and kicked quite a few goals, Kenny. Good, and a good player to coach.
And a good man around the club.
Excellent.
Mancuvi gathers the ball off the deck, gets the handball back to Moran. Around the corner, he's got too much on it, and Heelan just waits and lets it go through for a behind.
Take that.
So Moran gets it behind. Skillful player, Moran. Looks like he's still working his way into the season. He's with his fitness, but can play some good football. Jacobson receives the ball from Heelan.
And that was fair enough too.
Brings it back into the corridor.
It's Walton, isn't it?
It's a good mark to Walton. He's been working hard for his side. Straight down the middle of the ground. That's what you've asked for, Macca.
Yes.
Opolinski comes to meet the ball and he's going to pick it up off the deck. He's got Mancuvi with him. He worried him out of it. On the right boot, into the corridor. Stone. Couldn't pick it up. Coming out of defence is Tremlett. Eventually he does it well. Well done to Tremlett. Dribbles it outside. It's going to go back in from Zanka. Comley drops what he should have taken. He's got boys for company and he gathers the foot. He goes inside. Moran can't quite get there. Mongridge does. Takes it away. Right boot. Straight through the eye, diddle from Mongridge, and the Magpies stretch their lead.
Yes. Too strong at this stage and staying positive, gathering the ball at one go and finishing off at this stage, which is looking better on the scoreboard for them, but try and balance up the points and the goals a little bit. 6 goals, 10 to no score.
46 to no score. This is starting to get out of hand for Carnamah per injury.
That's right.
All the Magpies players want the contest. They're confident around the contest. They're using the ball well. And there's quite a bit of skill out there for the Magpies team.
Yes, and they're doing it at a top pace, not waiting for bounces. They're going in and waiting for their teammate to back them up if there's any misses. So the support around the ground has been good.
We're back into the middle of the ground for Great Southern Fuels. One down by Regan. Tapped it out to that far wing. Pulteney tripped over. Criddle gathers the crumb. It comes back to Smallwood, but he can't pick it up. Very late tackle. Coming out to meet it's Comley. Takes the ball beautifully, the old soldier. Into the corridor to Mancuvi, who's cruising dead in front. Looks like another one to the Pies, and Mancuvi's got his first for the club.
Wow. That was to the script, wasn't it? Down the goal scoreboard side, then bring it across into the corridor. Mancuvi runs down the corridor, no competition, straightens up, kicks a beautiful goal.
And what are we about? 8 minutes into this second quarter, and Tommy McDonald would be proud of his Magpies at this point in time, Terry.
Yes, I think more so with their attack on the ball, which is now they're starting to leave the Carnamah per entry players in their wake.
Pulteney can't take it. Mancuvi, the goal kicker, does. Dribbles it. Doesn't quite get inside 50. Clean bowls them all. Moran, turns on a threepenny bit. Drives it the full forward, and Mongridge starting to have a say as Mongridge takes a mark in the right forward pocket all alone.
Yes, they've been allowed to look for their targets, and giving them that option has allowed the players to take their chances.
Right side for a left footer, goes off his right tight angle, and he puts it through. And the Magpies go bang, bang, bang in the blink of an eye and to the game. Carnamah Perendry can say goodbye.
Well, the players are making themselves available, and the player with the ball is honouring their leads, and that's what you want. And the player then is finishing off.
So, Carew Latham, 9 goals, 10, 64. Carnamah Perendry yet to score, and I just feel like that Carnamah Perendry have been a lot better than that.
Yes.
They just haven't been able to
just finish off in those critical moments.
Polinsky wins this down. Bowman couldn't quite get a boot to it. Mancuvi really starting to show his class. Regan tried to fist it away. Criddle.
There's a chance.
Handballs over the top. Carnamah tried to get the ball away through long. Now they've got to go. It's really good work by Hirsch. Ball still in dispute. The Magpies bring it away out of defence. Keefe. Just behind centre wing, takes a good strong mark. Brings it up. Jack's got work to do. Oh, good mark for Jack. Right in front of the commentary box, and don't the crowd love that. Goes on the left boot, into the middle. Good kick to Hupping. It's great to see so many cars on the other side of the ground, Macca.
Yeah, it's a good crowd build up.
Hupping into the middle to Johns. They're all creeping up the ground down the Magpies. They want a taste of the action. Johns goes long inside 50. No one can take the mark. Big fist from Heelan. Jack's going to be the first to arrive. Gathers it on the bounce. Around on the left boot. Goes back to whence it came. And Heelan, good safe mark on the chest. Brings it out of the fence for the Roos. Pulteney's got 2 to beat and does it well. Beat them both.
He's been putting in a big effort.
Yes. Goes into the corridor, finds Walton. What can they conjure here, the Roos? They need a goal desperately. Brings it up. It's a good effort.
Doused.
Finds Riley doused.
Got Danny Criddle down here on the wing.
Well, he's lonesome. Opolinski might be the target. I think he is. Here comes Jacobson on the lead. Good fly, but Johns reads it best. Good strong mark to the generational footballer for the Magpies.
He's a tough competitor. Oh, it's over the back here.
Here's
goes Casey Cox down the centre of the corridor. Into full 40 goes. Oh, it's spoiled away there by the Carnamah fullback in Owen Heelan. Back to you, Des.
Moran gets it out to Pearce. Pearce on the right boot, tumbles it forward. Which way is it going to break? Carnamah still defending Walton. He's got a player out on his own. This is Luke Smallwood if they can get it moving quickly.
No target.
The Magpies have zoned off beautifully behind the ball. They are set up magnificently. Ball comes in, Criddle. He's been working overtime, trying to create something for his side. He was interviewed during the week by our man Johnny Douglas and said, I might be old, but it's mind over matter when you get out on the ground. He gets it to Opolinski. Behind the centre circle, drives it inside, and McCush takes the mark for the Pies. He goes out to the far wing. Hupping stands there. Jacobson with him.
He had it.
Coming out, and it was Kane Smallwood. Now the Magpies, through Johns, bring it inside 50. Big long drop punt. No one can take it. Cox throwing out of it. The Roos try to emerge. Pettit head over footy. Met brutally by Comley. Coming at it's Walton. Just throws it out. Umpire lets it go. Moran, fancy, looking for Bruin. No one can pick it up. Douse gathers the ball for the Roos. Runs out of fence. Has a bounce. Tries to stiff arm McLean, who hung on for grim death. Now Criddle takes it out of the middle of the ground. And then he finds a teammate. Good work by the Roos. Here's a chance. Going to try and drive it inside 50. Gives it to the hard-running Criddle, who's come on. Shrugs the tackle. Nearly gave it off. Runs the centre half forward. Left foot inside 50 over the back. No one can mark. Brought to ground. The umpire's going to ball it up right in front of the Carnamah goal. Carnamah Perendry goal about 10 metres out. Going to take the ruck knock for the Roos is Turner. It's one down by Regan. McCush head over the footy. Magpies looking really cool and calm in defence. McCush brings it out. Jacobson marks it on his chest. Sorry, that's Boys. Boys brings it back into the middle of the round. Pulteney, he's got the journey if he wants it. Elects to go to Opolinski. Takes the ball on the bounce. Now he gets a handball to Bowman. Can't quite pick it up. Mancuvi gathers the crumb again. Good work by Opolinski. Gets it back to Bowman. What can he do? He's tackled as he tries to get rid of it, and the umpire says holding the ball, and Cunningham will take the free kick.
You were right with Jacobson, that call. Aaron Boyce is out of the team. You had it right with Justin Jacobson.
Cunningham, big long bomb out of 50. Mongrich, uncontested on the chest. Things are looking ominous.
Out of the day.
He's got Stone, he'll have to compete. He couldn't do so. Morchline brought the ball to ground. Now Walton, who's been strong in defence for the Roos, he spots up Pulteney, who's getting knocked up, getting kicks. The hamstring assistant is gone. On the left, Opolinski. Ball brought to ground by Bruin.
Good handball.
Spills out to Hershey, gets after it. Mancuvi gives him company. Big hard hit on the half back on Criddle. Now it's socket off the ground by Johns. Only as far as Pulteney. He deviates on the left foot. Looking for Doust. McLean working hard. This has become Dower now the last 3 minutes.
Yep. Pulteney's offering plenty of opportunities for the Carnamah team. They've just got to go and take those opportunities. Lead hard at the ball.
So ball to come back into play at left half forward for the Roos. One down by Opolinski. Bowman can't gather. Johns starting to use his skill and his experience coming out of the Magpies. Mongrich. Good voice, good team play. Keefe, they've just got them everywhere.
Yes.
Now Moran, if he wants him over the top, Keefe just chips it up. A lot of time and space as Moran goes back Tane. Keefe's there if he wants to run on. He can still run into space, Keefe, if he wants to. Now Moran just sinks a slipper into it, looking for Hupping. Walton comes out. Hupping affected by the sun. Walton, another saving mark in defence. Criddle through the corridor. That's the play for the Roos. Goes long and strong, looking to the top of 50. Getting after it's McCush for the Magpies, but with him is Long. No one can take the footy. It spills out now, and they bring it out of defence again to the Carew Latham Footy Club. Zanker deviates, comes through the middle. Mancuvi's got a paddock to work in. Gathers it on the bounce, wheels around, looks up. Asks Cox to come to him on the leg, goes over his head. Hupping's going to be the first to arrive. No, it's not. It's in there by Heelan, battling on so hard, and Cox and Heelan see the ball over the line. Left full forward for the Magpies.
It looks dangerous when they turn for home, don't they, the Magpies? And Covey down, he's using the corridor right up now.
Ball to be brought back into play for Great Southern Fuels.
9-10 to no score.
That's according to the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard. Carnamah, free kick, and that's going to Morchline. He brings the ball across the ground, looking for Doust and Walton, working really hard. Really hard in defence. Play goes on. Jacobson head over the footy, gets it back to Walton. Good smother by Mongrich. Pearce head over the footy. Oh, now breaks away from the pack. Good handball over the top to Mongrich, who made himself available. Spears one into the pocket to Hupping. Can't mark. Coming at the ball hard was Tremlett. Brings it to ground. Slung as he got rid of it. What's the umpire saying? And it should be a free kick. It's down the ground to Criddle. Criddle spots up Walton. Can't quite mark that one. Ooh, attacks the Magpie player as he comes to the ground. And there'll be a ball up at right half forward for the Pies. Still pretty willing here.
19 minutes.
Carnamah fighting on. 19 minutes into this second quarter. McLean gets up high, wins it down. And Jacobson gets the ball to his boot.
He's only a very young fellow. He went well then.
Opolinski took the ball off the desk. Good handball to Bowman. Bowman drives it to full forward. Standing there's Turner. Can't quite mark it. And the Magpies clear again. Benton on his chest. Dropped what he should have taken. Gathers it and gets it on quickly. Zanker's there. Runs hard at the footy. Ball bounces kindly for the Magpies. Goes out of bounds and into play.
Taking that option. Chance for Carnamah for injury to score. Desperately need to hit the scoreboard.
One down by Opolinski. Criddle doing everything at this point in time. Opolinski taken high. Umpire says play on. dropped as well. Criddle gathers the footy. Jacobson smothered as he tries to kick it. McLean working hard.
Ooh,
Here comes Boys. Gets a handball back to Opolinski. Drives it inside 50. It's gone over the back and rolled through, and the Roos get there first. That is a contender for the Kimberley Accommodation Group Goal of the Year. 3 nights accommodation in Broome.
Yeah, so that was a good penetrating kick and allowed for it, and there was good play and contested by the Carnamah players and young Justin Jacobson.
Is it?
Justin Jacobson, very young player, and number 4 his brother, both young players, and they were in the heat of it then, and good on them, and it's good that they can score the goal and gain a bit of confidence and start again and hit up the targets again.
Up they go for Great Southern Fuels. One down by Opolinski, but shark by Johns, who's really come into the game in this second quarter. Drives it inside 50 for the Pies, but Heelan, he's really putting his hand up for the John Backman medal in defence for the Roos. He brings it out here to the grandstand side, taken by Pulteney. He's moving in slow motion, has a bounce, has a second, a third down the wing. Riley Pulteney gets a handball over the top to a teammate and tells him to go. He drives it inside 50. No, it does Brendan Walton. And now the Magpies emerge again. Out of defence from Cunningham. Standing all his own. McLean Mongridge is there if he wants him. Chips it up. Plenty of time. Criddle's he's going to upset Mongridge, and the ball goes over the line right in front of the Magpies dugout.
That goal certainly inspired Carnamah and Perentry. They're just having a bit more aggression at the ball.
Yes, and on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, Carew Latham 9-1, Carnamah Perentry 1 straight. 9-10, sorry, Carnamah Perentry 1 straight. Taken by Mancuvi, streaks away, puts it into the hot spot. They fly! Oh! It was nearly a big screamer by Pearce. They emerge from the pack to Jacobson. Mongridge waiting out the back. Picks it up, fires off a handball. Oh, met solidly, was pond and brought to ground, and that'll be holding the ball. Good work to Pettit.
Good tackle.
Pettit with the football. Big high kick out of defence, asking a fair bit of Pulteney. Is he up to it? Criddle to rove it. Tries to keep it in play, but McLean sees it over the line. Just in front of the Magpies dugout.
I think there's been strong efforts by Pulteney and Criddle. They've been really trying to...
Leading the way, the coaches. Opolinski wins it, taken by Zanker. He's hit pretty heavily by Smallwood. And that's Kane Smallwood. Umpire's going to ball it up. Carnamah Perentry still having a red hot go. Up they go. One down by Opolinski. Criddle trying to come through. Gives a handball out to Smallwood. That's Kane. Picked up by Johns. He emerges from the pack. He goes inside 50 looking for Harpy. Oh, across the back. I think that was Pearce, and he is emerging as a very, very fine player today.
Very dangerous. That was a strong mark.
Oh, beautiful. Taken at the highest point.
Yeah.
And he'll be lining up for his second goal. He's dead in front. He's got the breeze going across him. And he'll shoot from about 30. Fires on goal. Umpire doing a fair bit of work. And he's missed to the near side. Jeez, that should have been a gimme.
Should have finished off the good play. They moved it into the corridor. He led strongly, he met the ball strongly and ticked all the boxes, bar the last kick.
Oh, McLean flies. Stone went off the deck, but it was unrealistic attempt. Tell you what, Terry, what have you made of Reece Johns in this second quarter?
He's been strong. Reece is always strong and very competitive. And he seems to be directing the team.
Pulteney finds Criddle here right in front of the commentary box. Still behind centre wing. He's asking his players to move for him.
Reece has had fitness issues, but they seem to be sorting themselves now.
It's a big kick from Criddle. Gathered by Johns. He's just getting better as the game goes on. Drives it to centre half forward. Magpies come out. Looks like that's Rees, is it? Can't get the football. Pulteney takes it off him, runs it out of bounds. It was Pond, rather. But the Magpies come out and met the ball strongly. Couldn't quite grab it. Had Tremlett for company. Ball to come back into play. One down by Bestry. Calmly working in a phone booth. Gets it out to Mancoovy on the run.
Danger.
Fires on goal. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Mancoovy gets his second.
He loves that corridor, doesn't he?
Oh, they work it well, the Magpies.
He gets in there and he's very dangerous.
Both teams using the corridor well. I'm really warming to Reece Johns' game. He's come out of defence in this second quarter, moved into the middle of the ground, and he's just getting a ton of the football, and his long drop punts inside 50 are putting Carnamah for injury under pressure.
Very penetrating kicks, aren't they? Oh, there we go, half time.
Half time here at Maley Park for Carew Latham taking on, or hosting Carnamah for injury rather. It's on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard. It's Carew Latham 10-11-71 to Carnamah for injury, 1 goal straight. So, Terry, as we look at Carew Latham, can you talk us through the goal scorers?
Leading goal scorers, Monbridge 2, Mancovi 2, Pierce 1, Blair Stone 1, Hupping has 2. So they're the main
and then for Carnamah for injury?
Carnamah for injury, the only goal kicker, who?
It's Jacobson.
Oh, Jacobson, yes, right.
And what about your best players so far for the Magpies as we go into half time? They'll go into the rooms.
Well, it's been very, as we see them coming off now, they're giving each other high fives, acknowledging the hard work of each other as a team. They've been very competitive, and they've been attacking the ball strongly, and all players, I feel, are contributing at different times. They've all had their moments, but when they've been in there, they've participated strongly, and that has been the biggest factor, I think. When it's your turn, you stand up. But Hupping has been a driving force up forward. With 2 goals, 5 could have really easily gone the other way with 5 goals too.
He dropped off a bit that quarter.
Yeah, but he has had a lot of balls. Then you had players like Keith, who came along the grandstand side and was very prominent in that quarter, who was a very good player. And then Pierce was also very good. McLean was about the place all the time. And Zanka was putting his stamp on the game. He looked very promising.
Really impressive.
And Reece Johns showed his experience as a player for the Magpies, and he was leading the way. And Comley was always popping up and being a dangerous target for the Magpies. And so a lot of good players right through.
Mancovi and Moncrief have been knocked up getting kicks in the middle of the ground, and have also been hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, Mancovi looks very dangerous now once he gets the ball. And Will Jack has been consistent through both the quarters and has been marking well as Will Jack.
So,
and Monridge has been good as well.
And for the Carnamah for injury footy side, Pulteney and Criddle working hard, and we've got Walton and Heelan in defence. They've probably been their most consistent performance to date.
I'll throw Opolinski into that.
Yes.
He's been competitive in the ruck and also getting that goal. Wasn't it Opolinski?
Yeah, No, Jacobson got the goal.
Oh, Jacobson.
Yeah.
I thought, so they've been the players that have been trying really hard. Pulteney, really take my hat off to him. While he's not just winning the ball, he's trying to be constructive with it. He's trying to draw with the handballs in, and the players around him have got to realise they've got to get alongside this player and use him up, because he's winning the football and he wants to use up his teammates. And Danny Criddle is really trying, but they just need to be a little bit more positive and take their chance. Don't be hesitant. There's plenty of chances there.
All right, I'm Darren McDonald, Terry McDonald. We will go to a break, and we'll see you on the other side of it for the second half action here at Maley Park, where Carew Latham are hosting Carnamah per injury for the Tom McDonald Bernie Brand Memorial Day here for the North Midlands Football League. Welcome back here to Maley Park for the North Midlands Round 4 game where Carew Latham Magpies are hosting Carnamah Perenjori for the Tom McDonald Bernie Brand Memorial match here. And currently on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard,
9-10.
Carew Latham 9-10 to Carnamah Perenjori 1 straight. So the Magpies have laid the foundations in the first half for a massive win. Terry, what would you be doing, as you have been the Carnamah Perenjori coach at one time? What would your instructions been at half time to your players?
Well, I'd slow the game down a little bit and make sure that we kick to a leading target and stay competitive. They're not being competitive enough, and that would slow the Carew Latham team down a little bit. They're turning the ball over too easily, so I'd slow the game down a little bit, get competitive, man up, and like I said to the Carew Latham players before, it's a day you go out and you contribute, and it doesn't mean you have to have the ball to be contributing. And all the Carnamah, a lot of Carnamah Perenjori players standing around, not going and offering a shepherd, not calling out for a handball, and when they do get the ball turned, it's like some of them don't really want it. And so I think they'd have to adapt that, slow it down, get the ball, think about the next step. But the danger's going to be, with Carew Latham confidence running high, is that they could really tear the game apart if they maintain their running and leading. If they don't lead, they'll fall into the trap that Carnamah can try and shut them down. But it's important that Carnamah Perenjori do make this competitive. They can't walk off this ground 25 goals to 2.
All right, and who has got one hand on the belt-up ball, which is the best on ground across both teams, Terry, for the end of this game? It'll be judged by the umpires?
Well, for under the pressure that this player is in, and also carrying a bit of an injury, is setting a great example, and the side's losing. But I just say Pulteney has been outstanding for his team.
All right.
Absolutely, outstanding.
And the Tommy Mac ball for the Magpies?
Yes, well, that's still up for grabs. Mancovi's really coming into it strongly all around the ground. Like I said, Will Jack's been really consistent over the two quarters, and we'll get back to it with a few more. McLean's been good. Zanker's been really showing some class, and Reece Johnson's coming into contention as well.
All right, the umpires raise the ball. We're just waiting for a 6-6-6, and he's going to throw the ball into the air for Great Southern Fuels. We've got Bestry and Regan wins this one. Bestry gets it off the deck to Criddle. Criddle shovels it out to no one in particular, then gets his own ball, grabs it with purpose, runs, handball out to Walton, gathers it off the bounce, ball bouncing up beautifully for him. Opolinski comes out, nearly takes a good strong mark, but Cunningham brings it out. Opolinski gathered well, gets it out to Smallwood, drives it to centre half forward, missed by Hirsch. He goes back after the football. McCush for the Magpies, out to Hupping by hand, and easily out to Cox, just behind centre wing on the far side. He's got Jack on the lead, not the best kick. Jack overruns it, goes back, uses the body, what body he does have, gets his man off the ball and drives it to the top of 50, and Mancuvi takes a strong mark, strong contender for the mark of the year, that $3,500 prize thanks to Afgri. He's come into the corridor and found Cox. Cox is going to stand up and have a shot from dead in front, and that breeze seems to have dropped away, and he'll shoot from about 40.
Well, he's a good kick of the football, this player.
So Cox
Hasn't had to extend himself today yet.
makes his way in, shoots from 40, drop punt off the right boot, umpire does not move. Magpies draw first blood in the second half. It'll go to 10-10. 10-10-70 to Carnamah Perenjori, 1 straight 6.
Well, first bounce, Carnamah Perenjori started off well out of there. They attacked the ball, and Opolinski and the captain Danny Criddle all involved there. And then they got it to centre half forward, but then a drop mark and then a turnover, and the Magpies were able to swoop it clear. Away they go out onto the wing, through Casey Cox ending up with it, and into the story.
Up they go for Great Southern Fuels. It's one down by Regan. Criddle first to arrive again. This time Mancuvi brings it out of the middle, runs forward to the pack, puts it out to Jack, tries to juggle one, gets it off the deck, handball out the back to Cox. Carnamah Perenjori fighting in vain for the football. Criddle emerges with the footy, handballs out wide. Working really hard there is the Magpies. Bring it inside 50. Beautiful spearing pass on the chest from, was that Stone? Stone. And he's found Moran, the very skillful Moran, who shoot from dead in front from about 45 metres.
Blair Stone's definitely a better kick on his left foot than his father Phil was, isn't he?
In comes Moran. Sets sail from home from 45 metres. Big deliberate drop punts. Not going to make it. Ball comes to the deck. No one can pick it up. Stone waiting for the crumbs. That's Heelan that clears the football.
Oh.
Good mark, that Criddle. He's really emerging. He's put his hand up today. Brings it back into the corridor. Walton, safe mark on the chest. Keith late to arrive. And then they've got a player in Smallwood. That's Luke taking the mark, playing on down the wing. John set himself. Zanka, big double fister. They come back for it. Opolinski and Johns. Johns tried the stiff arm, then tackled. Umpire, sun in the eyes, says ball it in.
Ball it in.
John should have really gone for incorrect there, but
yeah, Opolinski was good.
Right half forward for the Roos. A chance for a reply early in the quarter would give them some hope. Bestry and Regan. One down by Regan. Criddle roves it beautifully. He's been dynamite. Onto the left boot. Absolute worm burner. Coming across as Benton. Great anticipation. Picks the ball up off his own spoil and gets it out to Jack. Good strong mark to Will Jack. Cox running by. Fumbles what he should have taken. Now he picks it up. Away he goes like a Jack Raggett. 2 bounces. 3 bounces. He's off to the races. He puts it to the hot spot. Taking a big mark on the chest is Mongridge. And this is like shell and peas at the moment for the Magpies, Terry.
Again, that turnover and then down to the leading player on the scoreboard side, and the skill and the positive handling of the football is not leaving Carnamah Perenjori to mop up any mistakes.
Mongridge dead in front, shoots from 35, makes no mistake. The Magpies have got their second for the quarter and Mongridge has got his third.
Will Jack's just come off onto the bench.
Rees coming on, worker for a former fairest and best of this club, Will Brown, coming in from Warradaji, our only recruit from Warradaji this year. He goes out onto a wing. He's a pretty bulky wingman. So the
He
Magpies
won't be for much longer working out there.
You have to fight for a feed out of Warradaji, that's for sure. Tiger country, up they go. One down by Bestry, well picked up by Hupping, spins out of trouble, left boot to centre forward. Stone ducks out of the contest, and as a consequence, Walton takes the football away. Criddle on the chest and the wing. Good footy by the Roos. Walton's running through the centre of the ground, takes a mark. He's got Jacobson if he wants him. He does, that won't be paid. Plays on to Robert Jacobson, looks up, long inside 50. They set themselves. Cunningham takes a good relieving mark in defence for the Pies. Plays on quickly on the right boot. He's got options aplenty out here. Stone grabs it. Takes on Smallwood. Gives a handball out there in turn to Hupping. Left foot worm burner to Comley. Double grabber. Comes back too far out to score. He's about 70 out. Puts in a spearing pass to the pocket. Clears the pack. Coming out and meeting the football's Moran. Goes back for it. Can't pick it up. Stacks on the mill there in the right forward pocket, and they'll ball it up. Ball goes up for Great Southern Fuels. One down by Mongridge. Taken by Pearce. He's brought to ground by Pettit. Umpire's letting it go. He's going to do it all again. Up they go again. One down by Bestry. Trying to get it back to his teammate. Mongridge picks it up and sees it over the ground. Long was the support there for Bestry. Up they go again. Regan and Bestry. One down by Bestry. Taken out of the pack. Poltney sells some candy on the left boot. goes up the wing. It's fumbled, picked up beautifully by the Pies. Regan gets on his boot, inside 50. Fumbled by Pettit. Long backs up. He goes with a long mongrel punt down their far wing, and there's Hupping. Intercepts, left foot, into Keefe on the chest. What a kick. Keefe, 55 out. Keeps going on the right foot, big high up and under into the forward pocket. No one can mark. Getting after it's Moran. Mongridge lays a big tackle, and there'll be a ball up just in that right forward pocket for the Pies.
8 minutes.
Up they go again. One down by Pulteney, gets it on his left boot. Bruin stripped as he got rid of it. Pulteney handballs over the top, and they slap the ball forward. That's good work by the Roos. Criddle knocked up getting kicks. Probably the best game I've seen him play. Down the corridor. Intercept there by Cunningham, who's getting better as the game goes on. Beautiful kick to Hupping, who's really been good in this match. Spears it up, but intercept by Opolinski, who's been handy. Opolinski down the wing to Bowman. Bowman takes a mark out in front. Nearly played on, not quite. He's got him in the corridor. There's Criddle, all on his lonesome. Could if he got on quickly. He did have a player. He did have a player in Walton available. Magpies have set up behind the footy, so he goes out to the far side. Good mark on the chest. Smallwood.
There's a couple of options out here now.
Chips it over the top to Bowman, who rakes in a one-hander over his head. That's a contender for the mark of the day, that's for sure, thanks to the Kimberley Accommodation Group. Spears one inside 50, Bestry! Good stretching mark, good kick, good setup by the Roos. 45-degree angle, right side for a right footer. He goes long from 50, and McLean drops what he should have taken in the pocket. Fumbling around, working hard, trying to lock it in. Here comes Opolinski, slams through the Roos, second of the day, and they've got a pulse.
Wow. Much needed after a lot of play in this third quarter. They have been endeavouring to look for each other the last few minutes, and then held it up a little bit till they did find targets, so that was better. And then they had to contest down there and left them no option. And Opolinski, who has tried pretty hard all day, went in there, wanted it, got it, and kicked it.
Yeah, they made sure they locked it in. McLean dropped what he should have taken there, and that allowed the Roos to pounce and apply that pressure that was required to force the Opolinski turnover and eventual goal. He's gone into the ruck now, Opolinski.
Yes.
Going up against Regan, who's been the sole ruckman for the Magpies for the day. And on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, Magpies 11-10, Roos 2 straight. As Mancuvi takes a football out of the middle, tackles as he tries to get away with it, holding the ball. There's life in the Roos. Young Jacobson.
Yes, he has.
Broad pocket, they set themselves, no mark. Ball comes to ground and eventually out of play in the left forward pocket for the Pies. A few old timers.
Bowen didn't know he had the play on call, so Blair Stone actually flew there and grabbed the opportunity to reverse it.
Ball comes back into play, clears the ruckman. Comley can't mark it, Pulteney can't pick it up, and then eventually it comes to Opolinski off foot of a teammate. Dodd, head over the football, can't mark it. Criddle, handballs to Pulteney, one-handed, so much class just on the right boot, and then finds a teammate there in Hirsch. So Hirsch telling his teammates to get going. Left foot, long down to the half-forward flank. They fly, no one can take the mark. Picked up beautifully by Munchline, gets around one. Then he fires off a handball to Walton. He gets it, he shrugs off an opponent, puts it up to 50, Turner can't, up to full forward, Turner can't mark, and McCush sees it over the line for the Pies. Will be throwing in the right forward pocket for the Roos.
It looked a dangerous attack at that time, and could easily have converted and marked and taken a shot at goal.
They're working hard. Carnamah per injury. Hirsch takes it over the back, picked up by Bowman, quickly whacked on the boot. Turner, good gather, but he's set upon immediately by his opponent Cunningham. The umpire's going to ball it up 15 metres out, dead in front of the Roos goal. Up they go, one down by Bestbury, evades Bowman. Zanker wins the ball out of defence. Here's Dodd. Meeting him hard was Pulteney. Picked up beautifully by Smallwood, gets it to Criddle. Criddle just hits and hopes to the hot spot. Standing underneath it, ball comes to ground from Bestbury. Bruin has it for the Magpies. Not the best kick out of defence. That's Justin Jacobson. Now Mancuvi makes amends for the Pies. Has a run, has a bounce. Still looks up. Kicks the ball outside 50 now. Comley on the lead and a good strong mark to Walton. Ball's hit the deck. Play on it is. Ball's moving forward for the Magpies, but with no real method. Umpire's found a free kick, pushing the back to Jacobson.
He's worked hard as well.
Yep. On the right foot, goes out wide, finds Walton. He's looking for options. Mancuvi to the mark.
He has Pulteney in the middle.
He goes long. Bestbury sets himself. No one can take the mark.
Got the
Head
numbers.
over the footy, Cunningham. Eventually almost hands it to Mongridge, who comes out of defence and hits Mancuvi on the chest. They look like they've got a good relationship already. Mancuvi wheels around right foot. Set themselves. Ball comes to ground. Waiting at the back's Cox. He's the live wire. Just makes time for himself. Handball to Bruin. Over the top. In turn there to Rees. Drives inside to Hupping. He wheels around. Left foot. This time he fires on goal. What's he done? Another behind. That's his sixth behind today, Hupping.
Yes.
Well, we know what he'll be doing at training next week.
Yes. They moved the ball well then.
Healing
on their targets.
Brings the ball back into play, looking for Opolinski. Keith upsets those plans and sees the ball across the line. Ball goes over the line. Actually, it was Jacobson, not Pettit. And it's going to be thrown over in front of the gum tree where Tommy Mack used to park his Statesman DeVille and watch it from there with his wife May. Ball comes inside 50. Jacobson playing a handy little game. Only as far as McLean. Tubbins it inside 50. Comley dives, can't quite mark. Gets it back to a teammate. Now comes back to Comley. Has a crack at goal of the day. Across the face and a behind. Another behind to the Magpies. He's threatened all day, Jake Comley. Healing with the football. Takes it to the outer side off his left boot. Oh, good mark to Criddle. Tell you what, Terry, he's had a ton of the footy.
Yeah, he's had a good game. He's tried to be inspiring.
Finds Pulteney, centre half back. Across the ground they come, looking for Smallwood. It pitches. If he grabs it, he's away. Gets a handball to Opolinski. He's got better as the game goes on. Has a bounce, has a second, gets to 50, goes into the corridor looking for Turner. But it's all Magpies in defence, and they bring the ball out through Zanker. And what will the umpire say? Insufficient intent? No, he says ball it in. Very cool, calm, collected head, this umpire.
On reflection, Opolinski would have been better off using the handball and then getting it back again. It was a haphazard kick into the Turner at full forward.
One down by Opolinski, gets it to Bowman, handballs it out. Ball is picked up beautifully, and Bowman has again. Shovels it forward looking for Turner, but Cunningham's got his measure. Pushes the ball forward. Johns head over the football, working really hard. Gives it back to Zanker. Seems to have a lot of time to work and puts it in front of Mancuvi and says run. Mancuvi does that, has a bounce, runs it outside 50, outside of the right boot into the corridor. Hupping comes up to meet it, but working extremely hard is Tremlett. Tries to shrug it off. Handball to no one in particular. McLean mops up. Left foot. tumbles it forward. Keefe drops what he should have taken. Stone. That was Reese. Gets it to Zanka now. Zanka goes in the corridor looking for a contest. No one there to meet it. Criddle just getting knocked up, getting touches. Gets it to Heelan on his left boot. Johns, good saving mark at centre half back. Goes bang out to the wing, tells Comley to get on his bike, and he does. Good mark on the chest. Off to the hard-running man, Coovey. Inside 50, the Magpies on the burst. A good mark to Hupping. I wonder if he's going to look to pass it off.
Well, sitting on 2 goals 6 for the day.
45-degree angle, right side for a left footer, does. Stone. He's dead in front, and he'll shoot from about 40. Blair Stone, been around a long time, best and fairest winner, premiership player, second generation footballer for the Magpies. And he comes off the right foot, sends it on its way. Another behind. The Magpies. Inaccuracy is killing them today.
Wasting those opportunities.
Stone, 1 goal 1.
Yeah.
Ball to come back into play. Carnamah bringing in through Tremlett. Waiting, there's Hirsch, drops what he should have taken. And sent half back, gathers the ball now. Trying to look for Criddle, who's just has not stopped trying. But it's Tane Moran for the Maggies. Handball's over the top. Here's Stone. Picks it up in play. Wheels back around. Oh, show. That was his father incarnated then, twisting and turning and pirouetting. And there's a good mark to Pearce in the forward line. Beautiful juggled mark by the up-and-coming full forward.
Now, they had stemmed the tide a little bit in this quarter, but again, the dominance is with the Magpies.
So dead in front, Pearce, a chance for his third.
20 minutes.
20 minutes gone in this third quarter. He's going to shoot from about 30 metres out. In he comes. Set sail. Oh! And it's another behind to the Magpies. Pearce, he's missed a couple like that today. He could have had a few more to his name.
It's 2 goals 4 to 1 goal for this quarter, so again the Magpies haven't rewarded their efforts. They're scoring two goals 4.
Walton brings the ball back into play. McCush takes the intercept mark and left half forward for the Pies. Roy Latham looking strong. Now, what's going on here? The 50 metre, because he's in the zone, but Johns was there. Or he thought I can't work it out. I think he might have said he hasn't come off his line.
Yeah, that's what it was. He anticipated that and he did move, so he called it.
So McCush for the easiest of goals for the Pies. Gets his first for the day. Well done by the big man. It was a good intercept mark. And luck's a fortune when you get those 50s.
Yes, well, Carnamah were holding to a degree for this quarter, and then the door just opens a little, and then the Magpies are capitalising again. But again, coming out of the back, Magpies covering a lot of ground. When he gets down on the back line, he taking the ball out, taking it out onto the wing side, and they're finding their targets, picking their way down to the forward line, and without pressure, I've ventured to say.
And on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, it's the Magpies 12-14 to the Carnamah Perendry Kangaroos. 2 goals straight. Scoreboard attendant Phil Stone. Up they go. 1 down by Bestry. Sharked by Johns. Streams out of the middle of the ground.
Floodgates are opening.
He puts it in the hot spot. Nearly a good mark to Pearce. Goes off the deck. Brought to ground by Walton. Umpire's going to ball it up. Right in the hot spot for Carew Latham. Too easy, wasn't it, for the Magpies?
Straight out of the middle, looked good. Dangerous.
1 down by Bestry. Here he come long. Comes out of defence and goes long. Coming out to meet it is Zanker. Hupping intercepts. Goes on his left. Spots it up looking for Mongridge. Good use of the body by Mongridge and a safe mark on his chest. Goes into the corridor. Comley all on his own. And no one's on the mark. No one stayed on the mark.
Very capable of kicking this.
And so he'll shoot from just inside 50. Still no one on the mark. Runs all the way to 45. Sets sail for home and he's missed. Goodness me.
Completely.
Nothing. Out on the full.
Yeah, Carnamah for entry will kick it in.
Walton to bring the ball back into play. Goodness gracious. Walton, big long kick, LDL, down the line they go. McLean nearly took an absolute screamer. Mongridge gets the ball off the deck, just holds it up a middle, gets it to Rees, to Pond, and Pond kicks it out on the full. Oh, there's a little bit of argy-bargy there. Oh, jeez.
Bit of heat in the game at last.
Pond making his presence felt, pushing a few around. Smallwood to bring the ball back into play. That's Luke. It's a good long kick to the wing. They all set themselves. Ball goes over back. Jacobson has the footy. Good handball. Opolinski can't quite get it. Now it comes out to Morchline. He handballs it on to Kane Smallwood. Back to Opolinski.
Oh, that's good vision.
They're looking all right now. Hirsch got a bit of work to do. Moran steams out. Wins the footy. Well attacked. Brought down. He's got McLean for support. Good handball and good take by McLean. Puts it out in front of Huppy. They work out who's going to find the football. Working hard there for the Magpies. And put down. And now they have it. Johns drives it inside 50 once more. And that's a good strong mark to Pearce.
No cohesion down in the full forward line there for Carnamah per entry. They had 2-on-1. One had to Shepherd and they would have had a shot at goal happening. But then it was turned over back to the Kuru Latham team and now they're shooting for goal.
25 minutes.
25 gone. Pearce shooting for his third. This looks like a... Oh, he's kicked another behind. He's building a picket fence, is Pearce.
They're relatively easy shots too, so they need to fix that part of their game up.
In a tight match, it could cost them. Criddle meets the footy, can't gather it. John's on his hammer. John's looked together, could have been in danger there. They still fight for it. Criddle gets the football eventually. Pulteney, stiff arms his opponent in Mongridge. Walton goes long down the line. It stays inside and then off hands, and it'll be a ball in. It's three-quarter time here at Maley Park. The Magpies lead 12-15 to the Roos 2 straight. As we ponder what the last quarter will bring, but the Magpies are well in control. We'll see on the other side of this break for the last quarter here at Maley Park.
Well, 12-15 to 2 goals. The Magpies still won the quarter. Didn't dominate, but finished right. We'll bring it back.
Welcome back to the three-quarter time break here at Maley Park, where Carew Latham in complete control, 12 goals, 15 to 2 straight on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard. Terry, what did you make of that third quarter by both sides?
Well, another winning quarter to the Carew Latham Magpies, 3 goals 5 to 1 goal in that quarter. I'd be intended, if I was the Carew Latham coach, to maybe flip a few players around just to keep up the interest and keep up a bit of intensity to the game, because I feel now they're going through their emotions without any pressure on them. So I would flip a few players around, give them a bit of experience in the back line, a few a run on the ball, and just keep that intensity on. And I normally don't predict or want, whenever you coach, to say you've got to kick 8 or 10 goals, but I'd be looking for a really winning last quarter on the scoreboard.
Yes, and I tend to agree with you, Terry. You don't want to take the foot off the pedal. You don't want to start creating bad habits. You want to still play it like you would. Midlands Football League this year, that they are up and about and ready to go again.
And on Carnamah Parentry's point of view, they've got to keep maintaining and try to put more pressure on. And like we've discussed in the box here, a couple of young players, Jacobson, the Jacobson boys, have been trying hard. Rob and Justin, just lacking a little bit of penetration in their kicking, been getting the ball. And then also the leading players leading up for Carnamah have got to really want that ball. Just don't hang back or go one hand. There's quite a few times the competition for the ball was not strong enough. And that doesn't mean you have to be the best player in the league to do that. All you do is go in and compete hard. Then hope for your teammates to be around.
To the air for Great Southern Fuels. Up they go. Ball's one down by Regan. He roves his own ball and it spills out to Hupping. He's tackled as he bursts through, and then on his left foot hooks it through to centre forward. Umpires found a free kick going the way of Walton, who's been fairly nonchalant in defence today for Carnamah Parentry. He was going to handball over the top to Criddle, who was looking for a cheeky touch. But elects to go for a short pass to Pulteney, and he takes a juggled mark. Gives it off to Walton, who's run on. That was good play. He puts it up to come off the outside of the boot.
Hit it there, you did, and then dropped it.
Ball's gone to ground. Regan smashes the ball forward for the Pies. Scooped up beautifully by Morchline, trying to get it to Criddle. Criddle legged as he tries to break away, and that was probably Jake Comley, a professional free kick there.
Yeah.
So Criddle just in front of the wing, looking for options. Long streams out. He goes for the torpedo punt. They fly. No one can take the mark. Working hard's Cunningham back there. Brought to ground. Didn't dispose of it correctly. McCush goes over. Turner goes in. She stacks on the mill. Ball comes flying out of the pack. Opolinski can't mark it. Gets after it quickly. Ball goes over the line. We'll throw in the right forward pocket for the Roos. So they've started in the right vein. Running downhill in this last quarter, as Uncle Gary said. Opolinski, but only as far as Moran, who brings our defence. Good mark coming back with the flight. Bestry. So he's too far out to school. He'll be looking for options. They need to move. Coming past was Tremlett, asking for the handball, but he elects to kick it to the hot spot. They fly. Goes over the back. Mongridge takes the ball and then spirals it out of defence. Johns can't mark. Brings it around. Jacobson overruns it. Bestry tackled when he didn't have the football. Sun in the umpire's eyes. Criddle grabs the ball. Still going out of it. Trying to get it to Bestry. players fight on, and there'll be a ball up left half forward for the Roos. So Regan and Bestry. One down by Bestry. Pulteney sharked off the pack. Left foot to full forward. Mongridge intercepts. Now he picks up the football. Handballs off to a running teammate and away they go. Comley all alone in the corridor. Got a paddock to work in. Could have a bounce if he wants to. Just pops it up to Mancuvi. He's all on his own. A mile of real estate. Johns runs on. Hits the edge of the centre square. Full forward. Good work by Pearce. Plays on. Stops and props. Umpire says... What's he paid? I thought it was a push in the back.
He's playing
high tackle.
He's playing the free kick.
High tackle. Now Pearce. A chance to level up his ledger and make it 3-3 instead of the current 2-3. Been handy up forward, hasn't he?
He's been a good target.
Right side for a left footer is going to kick from about 15. Goes off his right.
Yes.
Makes no mistake this time. And the Magpies stretch their lead. 13-15. Carnamah per injury. 2 straight. And that is Pearce's third goal.
He's a very positive target down there, and converting now puts him at 50-50. He's 3 goals, 3 for the day. So he'd like another one to get in front on the ledger. But he's good, strong target and good ball handler, Darren.
We got that many BOG awards, Terry, but we've got a pair of these Archie thongs thanks to John. And they're actually the husband of... The company is the husband of...
Oh, that's right.
Sarah...
Yeah, the brother of Sarah Jones.
The brother of Sarah Jones.
Yeah.
And John's got a heap of these to donate, so I think we might give it to the leading goal kicker on the day, Terry, if we can.
Right.
So away they go. Bestry, head over it. Pulteney gets the clearance. Coming back with the flight was McCush. That was tough going back into long.
Oh, good.
Magpies emerge beautifully through Cunningham, who's been resolute in the sense. And here's this man, Zanka, on the wing on the mark, and he totally mucks it up off the side of the boot. And that's not indicative of his game today, because he's been outstanding.
He's emulated the shank on TV, didn't he?
He got a bit excited. But geez, he's been good.
He has.
Particularly when the whips were cracking. Pulteney puts the hand in the air, does the grade 7 wave. The ball comes his way. McLean drops what he should have taken. Pulteney grabs him. Criddle scoops in. Sees the ball over the line. Worked really hard today, Danny Criddle, for his side. And he'll have a few more touches before this game's out. Bestry wins it down to Pulteney. Puts it out in front of Criddle. McLean goes after it. Bowman picks it up. McLean tackles with ferocity. Regan over the football. Magpies are still coming.
Yeah.
Regan again. Handballs out. Benton can't quite get it. Jacobson for company, and there'll be a ball over the line right at the interchange gates. Centre wing, members side.
Let's see who's going to inject a bit of life in this quarter.
Regan wins it. Hupping can't gather the football. Morchline worked hard all day. Bestry, awkward left foot that he has. Coming out and meeting it's McCush, can't gather. Criddle, Roves, McLean tackles hard. They're working hard. Morchline again. Good smother by Moran, but Morchline gathers the crumb. Drives it inside. 50, Opolinski. So he's dead in front, and he'll have a shot from about 40.
It's been a good target and worked around the ground, Opolinski, and had a run in the ruck, and he's been competitive.
Then he comes. Right boot, leans back on it, too far.
To the left.
Need to keep his head over the footy, and it's a behind.
They're first.
Their first behind. They move to 2-1. Cunningham's going to bring the ball back into play for the Pies. Dodd's all on his Pat Malone in the pocket if he wants to use him. Options are plenty up the corridor. Comley had to work hard for it. Does fall for him nicely. Shrugs one off the old timer. Gets it on the right boot. But Walton chips it in the centre of the ground and takes a mark in front of Johns. Brings it out here to Criddle. Criddle takes a mark.
Walton held his ground strongly.
Pulteney, good mark out in front.
That's good play at the moment. Just work it around till they get a bit of positioning.
Keeping's off. Not allowing the Magpies possession.
Not at all.
He's been told to play on now off his left boot. They fly.
Yes.
Good mark to Morchline. He's battled hard all day, this player. He goes long to the teeth of goal. They stand underneath it. Dodd! Good saving mark to the Magpies by the President, Dodd. Out he goes to the pocket. Finds Cox. Cox comes back inboard. There's Cunningham on the chest. Still inside D50, the Magpies. Game's slowed down a little bit now.
Yes, it has.
So out he comes. McLean's just crept out here on the wing. All on his own. Looking for a teammate. Carnamah moving into position, blocking off any easy way forward. What's in the corridor? And he goes that way. It's Comley on the chest. He can give it to Stone,
Now
and he
they
does.
can
Stone takes off.
Go over the back out here.
Right from the bullseye,
Mancovy.
goes inside 50. Mancovy.
Mancovy. There he goes.
Walks into an open goal.
Yes. Too easy.
And that's his third.
And well done. It was a good kick down the corridor. Who kicked that down there was from Stone. And he had the vision. He could see Mancovy at the back and not Mancovy at the back, and that's the way he went. And he finished off beautifully.
And on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard, it's the Magpies 14-15 to Carnamah per injury, 2 goals, 1. So we're probably about 10 minutes down in this last quarter. 1 down by Regan. Criddle gets his head over it. Regan comes and butters up. Still ball is in dispute. Zanka brought to ground with the football. The umpire says, I'll have it.
It's one way or the other.
Good ferocious tackle by Jacobson. Gets up a bit gingerly, like his head. 1 down by Regan. McLean just pumps it inside 50. Justin Jacobson comes out, can't mark. Tried in vain. Off the ground there by Heelan. Finds Hupping. Left foot. Goes out to the pocket to Cox. If he can pick it up, he's got a wealth of time to work in. One way, then the other. Right foot to the square. Pierce! One-hander! That's a contender for the Kimberley accommodation. No, it's not. It's the John Deere major partner AFGRI Mark of the Year. $3,500. Thanks very much. In he comes. And there's number 4 for Pierce.
He would also qualify for the Freedman 1 battery distributors from South Africa, sponsored by Gary McDonald, for Mark of the Day.
And a pair of Archie's thongs. At the moment, he's the leading goal scorer with 4 goals on the ground.
Yes, 4 goals, 3. Puts the ledger right now.
What's Hubble kick 3?
Which one? Yes, Hupping.
Yeah, Hupping.
2.
2 goals, 6. So we're back in the middle of the ground for Great Southern Fuels. 1 down by Regan. Zanka takes it out of the middle. Tackled as he got rid of it, holding the ball. Good work by Jacobson. Justin Jacobson comes across to Walton. Galloping through the corridor. Poltney one-handed back to Walton.
Good move.
Finds Smallwood on the left foot. Drives it to the hot spot for the Roos. Coming across the front was Cunningham with a very, very good mark. Comes out of defence. Mancovy can't take the footy. Gets it off the deck. Evades Turner. Wheels around on the right boot. Comes back through the corridor. Bowman met crudely. And he's given the free kick for the infringement. That was Bruin that took out Bowman in the marking attempt. And then he finds a teammate on the far side of the ground. Too far out to score the Roos, but still punching on. Rolls it inside 50. They fly. Dodd smashes the pack. Ended up in the arms of Turner, and it's going to be pulled up 35 metres out right in front of Carnamah per injury goal. Up they go. 1 down by Bestry. Comes out to Turner. Goes off the deck. Criddle.
Still in play.
Moran goes hard. Ball's over play. Out of play. I must say, Terry, I haven't noticed the umpires today, which means they've done a pretty good job.
No, they've been fair and consistent. And had a tendency to let the game flow, which I think is good.
Yeah. Dodd roves the ball off the boundary throw-in. Big spiral out of defence. Young Justin Jacobson marks on the chest. looking for a teammate.
Full marks for trying the young fella today.
Goes inside looking for Morchline. Comley rebounds, gets a handball to Bruin. Bruin sockets off the ground. Here's Keefe if he can gather. Does well. Gets a kick away in the nick of time. Looks to be all Russo coming back with the flight. Couldn't take it. Now, looks like Tremlett with the football takes off. On his right boot. Drives it up the wing. Good work by Tremlett. In front of Smallwood. Can't keep it in play. And there'll be a ball in. It's just at high left half forward for the Kangaroos, right in front of the function centre. Ruckman set themselves, Bestry and Regan. Ball falls in front of Pulteney. Umpire says play on. Regan gathers, gets the kick away. It's a big, long, mongrel floating kick to centre half forward. They fly, and a great mark there to Carnamah, not paid to Tremlett. Yeah. Tremlett off the right boot, spots up Criddle, who moves really well for his teammates, goes into the corridor, finds Smallwood, and then he goes to centre half forward. McLean drops what he should have taken, coming through Cunningham, worked overtime at the moment, on the right boot, puts it up there, goes to Pearce, trying to get it off the deck, gets it to Van Vorst, the youngster. Now, work hard is hurt. Van Vorst brings him to ground. Umpire says play on. Jacobson goes over the top of heel, and here comes Stone, takes off, blasts for home, comes off the instep, still in play. Jacobson comes out for... Oh, that was Robert Jacobson, and he was lucky. That was a dangerous tackle. His head looked to have hit the ground, but he's up okay.
It's okay. He's all okay. Wants the kick.
That was Cox, the infringer. Cox. Good kick to Bowman, takes it on the chest. Bowman comes through the corridor, not the best kick. Regan meets it.
Easy turnover.
There to help him was Zanka. Threw the ball out. It's all Carnamah. Regan comes again to help out. All over him is Criddle. They're waiting for the umpire to blow his whistle. Now he does. Just forward to centre for the Magpies. Right in the corridor.
15 minutes.
15 down this last quarter. Up they go. One down by Bestry. Taken by Criddle. Gets a handball to Pulteney. Fakes the footy. Gives it out to Long. Can't mark. Working hard there was Pond. Went off the deck. Smallwood picks it up for Carnamah. Perendrian drives it inside 50. It comes out, evades Turner. Moran tackled as he went to soccer the footy and is awarded the free. Mongridge in a mile of space. Runs on. Ignores Hupping. Has a bounce. Still trying to work out who he's got. McLean on the chest. What can he do? The Magpies would like a few more goals on the board before the end. Tries to spot up Johns. Couldn't mark it. Working extremely hard was Hirsch. Got it to Tremlett. It evades Pulteney. Stone picks it up now. Takes off. Wheels around on his left side. Uses the right boot. This is a good drop punt into the teeth of goal. And a big fly from Walton. Can't quite mark it. Scooped up by Pearce. Gets it onto his right boot. Heads for home. Cox is there, but he's got it. What a goal by Pearce, and that is a real contender for the Kimberley Accommodation Group. Goal of the year, 3 nights accommodation in Broome.
5 goals to Pearce now, so that tops off a good game now.
5-3.
5-3 for him, and very dangerous player down there, and keeps improving.
Get the runner to go out and ask him his shoe size so we get the right thongs to him. The right Archie's thongs. Great goal by Pearce there, as he just comes off for a bit of a well-earned rest. All right.
Was very good.
Back in the middle for Great Southern Fuels, and it's all Carew Latham. Pulteney rins it off Regan's knock. Gets a handball to Criddle, who goes forward once again for Carnamah. Coming out to meet the footy is Pond. And the ball trickles over the line. And there'll be a throw in at left half forward for the Roos.
I'll give Pulteney and Criddle their due. They haven't given up. They're still trying to motivate their team and to keep attacking.
Worked hard for 4 quarters.
Oh, it's exceptionally.
Bestry wins it down again. Zanka can't pick up the football. Still in dispute. Umpires found a free kick, and it's a holding free going to Danny Criddle. He's been brilliant, Terry. I reckon he's a real contender for the Johnny Backman, if not the belt-up ball.
Yes.
Here he goes. Danny Criddle from 55, just thumps it to the teeth of goal. They fly across the front of the pack. Ball still in play. Socket off the ground by Regan. There's Bowman, grabs it. Tackled by Zanker. Working around his long. Spirals it into the pocket. And a good mark to Moran. Fires off a handball to Hupping. He in turn handballs on to Stone. Left foot finds Bruin. Good work out of defence by the Pies. Coming up the ground was Hupping. Left foot out to Mancoovy. Takes the mark on the far wing. Plays on now. Good drop punt up to the top of the 50. Comes back over the pack. Here's Heelan. One way then the other. Just tumbles it out of defence, looking for the boundary line. Criddle picks it up before it can get there. He's under pressure from Johns. Goes outside, puts in a foot pass down the boundary line, finds a teammate. He comes back into the corridor. Bruin takes a mark on his chest.
Too easy.
Gives a handball off to Hupping. Shrugs the tackle of Bowman. Has a bounce.
See what happens to the left foot goes. Lovely pass here. Oh! Could be a good mark. No. Bill's clear.
Cox.
Here comes Cox. Snaps around on the right boot.
Oh, he's
thank
hit the
you
post.
very much.
Thought it hit the post.
Yeah, it did.
1 point. 1 point only.
Walton to bring the ball back into play.
16-15 to 2 goals, 1 on the scoreboard.
Pulteney can't quite mark it. Good attention from Zanker. He gathers off the ground. Handballs over his head. Smallwood gets after it. Just puts a toe on it and sees it over the line. Keith applying good pressure there. Some tired players out there now.
He's just going through the motions.
It's been a warm day here at Maley Park.
That's right.
Ball comes back into play. One down by Regan. Socket off the ground by McCush. Well attacked here by Tremlett. Streams out of defence. Waiting underneath, it's Hupping. Drops what he should have taken. Evades the Bowman tackle. Criddle comes at him. Stone looks up. Takes off. Has a bounce in the bullseye. He's nearly got mobbed by Turner. He didn't give up. And then
good
spears
pass.
it into centre forward and finds McCush. McCush right at the top of 50. Just props it up to a player all on his own, and marking on his chest is Zanker. Zanker the banker.
Yes. It could also be the shanker.
Yes, he was a shanker.
Let's see him straighten this one up.
45-degree angle right side for a left footer, and he'll probably kick it from 45.
20 minutes.
Walks inside the paint. Lets fly. Just pokes at it, and as a result, one behind. So that'll take the Magpies to 16-16 as the Roos bring it back into play. Walton drops the mark but gathers off the deck. There's Pulteney. He takes the mark just outside D50. Walton's run on. He gives a handball to Criddle. He gives it back to Walton. Run on well, the young fella. Tumbles it forward. That's a tired old kick. Coming out and meeting his Morchline. He drives it, gets a little bit under the ball, had the sandwich with it. Coming out to meet it was Opolinski. Mongridge for company. Just as Brendan Walton was about to have a shot on goal, he got holding the ball. Mongridge. Been serviceable today. Got it back to Cunningham. Cunningham just kicks it up the corridor, knowing that there'll be a teammate there. Hupping drives it long down the middle of the ground. Oh, that was a good mark to McLean, not paid. Walton gathers off the deck, brings it back the corridor. Pulteney, he's got a handball there if he wants it to Smallwood, but elects to go himself. On the left boot, they come at it. Cunningham played well. Comes back through the corridor. There's Hupping. He's got teammates there. Gives it off to Bruin. Back to Hupping. Has a big left foot punt kick. Inside 50. Cox on the chest.
No, reversed.
Oh, push in the back.
Yes, right decision.
So, young Jacobson. This is Robert Jacobson. Kicks it outside 50. They fly. Criddle got into Mancoovy. Johns spears it inside. Too hot for Cox to handle. Here comes Tremlett. Comes through like a steamroller. Runs it outside 50 and a good drop punt right down the middle of the ground. But coming out to meet the footy was Pond. Couldn't pick it up. There's Pulteney. Oh, dummies around McCush. On the left boot. Couldn't quite get it to Long. Here comes Mongridge to mop up. Can't pick it up, taps it
Oh,
in front.
good
Long
contest.
applies good pressure. Mongridge keeps it in. Good handball to McCush. Back to Mongridge. Goes over top to Keefe. Regan's there if he wants it. Keefe elects to turn and kick. Here comes Van Voss, but Jacobson in front takes a good mark. Justin Jacobson, good defensive mark. Jacobson looking there for Bestry. Bestry brings it to ground, then handball out of bounds. Umpire says bring it in, right in front of the Maggies dugout.
Tremlett has a good few strong runs out of the back line.
Worked hard all day.
That has been good to see. And not to be giving up, he's still maintained that consistent pressure.
Ball clears the ruckman for the throw-in. Pulteney has it, just bursts through, sells a bit of candy, has a bounce, just putting on a little exhibition here on the Memorial Day on the left foot, just tumbles it inside 50. And out comes Opolinski. Handballs to Turner, who fumbled it. Stone overruns it. Cunningham, head over the footy. Pond eventually left foots it out of there, but it ends up with Bowman. Gets under the football. Bruin sets himself, brings it to ground. Working hard with him is Smallwood. Here's Zanker. Gathers the football. A little short pass to Johns, who's got a bit of space. Bang on the right foot. Looking for Mancuvi. Doused with him. Clears them. Mancuvi taps it down. Good work by Heelan. Back out to the far wing. Looking for a teammate in Hirsch. Goes to ground. Johns with him. They still fight on for the footy. Hirsch laying on the football, holding the ball. Good work by Johns. Been a brilliant leader today.
Very good.
Comes into the middle of the ground looking for Hupping. Stops and gathers the footy. Wasn't the best pick. Here's Stone. Has a bounce. Moves inside 50 with a second. Goes long for goal. Blair Stone gets his second for the day. Well done to the old soldier. And the Magpies get their 16th, 17th goal? 17th goal for the day. Blair Stone got his second.
Good presence by Humping. He was there and he could hear the call of Blair Stone, and his handball was pinpoint accuracy, straight to Blair. He was in space then and virtually strode down the corridor through for a goal. Well done.
17-17 to 2 goals, 1 on the Delta Ag Warren Sterrett scoreboard.
Hupping has given us a good display of skills, bar his accuracy in front of goals. But his handballing and midfield kicking has a lot of penetration. Here they go again, Daz.
Bestry won it down for Great Southern Fuels, and there's Hupping. Roves it, goes out wide to the wing, finds Bruin on the right boot. He goes up long down the line. Ball's gathered in defence by Hirsch on his left foot, and there she blows. And it's been the Magpies' first Tom McDonald Memorial match win today. Of course, we're honouring the memory of Bernie Brand as well. 17-17, Carew Latham to Carnamah for injury. 2 goals, 1. A resounding win to the Magpies here at Maley Park. Thanks very much to Delta Ag Warren Sterrett for their sponsorship today. We'll run through a few of our goal kickers and our best players, Terry.
Yes, well, for the Magpies, 17-17 to 2 goals, 1. The goal kickers, Pearce ended up with 5, which was very, very good target down there on the forward line. Longbridge had 3, Mancovi had 3, Hupping had 2 and could have easily have had quite a few more. Blair Stone had 2, Cox had 1, and then McCush also had 1. And for Carnamah, Opolinski had 1, and who was the other
Justin
one?
Jacobs.
Jacobson had the other one. But after half time, the game continued in the same pattern with patches of resistance from Carnamah, which held it up for a while, but Carew Magpies were far too strong overall, and kicking another 8 goals, 7 in the last half to 1 goal, 1. So it was a domination, really.
The players are going to come together now, and the umpires will present the belt-up ball. Of course, it's belt-up round across all of country footy WA. It's encouraging that road safety message, which is so imperative here in the country. They do a lot of travelling to play a game of footy. So it'll be interesting to see who the umpires have gone for. Crew Latham had a lot of major contributors, but Carnamah per injury had two real solid contributors in Pulteney and Criddle. You could put Opolinski, Tremlett, Morchline and Heelan in that category as well. I'd be interested to see whether they give it to the losing side.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of contestants for the
What's
Magpies.
going on here?
Magpies. With,
What's going on here? Is a bit of play fighting? Or Bruin and Tremlett? Yeah, a bit of play fighting by the way.
relations,
Yeah.
cousins. So Pearce was good. McLean was good all day also. Stone was prominent. He was a good player for the Magpies. And then you had Hupping, who was penetrating. Mancovi was very good. Will Jack was good early. And then the players all did their bit. Riley Cunningham finished off strongly. And it was Reece Johns got into the game strongly as well. So pretty even performance from the Magpies.
Yeah.
Whereas the Carnamah had some real standouts in that fact that they did a lot more work.
What I loved about the game today is that both sides really had planned to use the corridor, and they used the corridor, which made it an entertaining game to watch. They didn't get trapped out on the boundary line and throw in after throw in. It was a real credit to both sides.
And the umpires.
As we move to the umpires here, to see who they're going to present the belt up ball to.
Who would we go with?
So it's come out to Hupping,
Yeah, Hupping.
and he's kicked 4 goals. No, he's kicked. What's he kicked? Where's he?
2 goals 6.
2 goals 6 for the day, 3 straight.
His midfield kicking and winning on the football midfield and delivery was good, and just a blemish with the behinds, but still a very damaging player. Well played, well earned.
Do you reckon he could end up with another footy tonight?
Yeah, quite easily.
He would have definitely.
That would point him to getting his goal kicking right.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen him be a bit more accurate with his goal kicking.
Yes.
He was certainly very, very good. But there may be some other players that are in contention there. But a good game by the Magpies. They come off the ground as
I don't know whether Will Jack was injured or not, but he did come off at some time there. He was carrying.
He played a good little game. He seemed to come off after that contest, and he's icing up. All right, so that brings us to the conclusion here at Maley Park today, where Carew Latham have hosted Carnamah per injury in a resounding win, 17-17 to 2 goals 1. Thanks very much to Johnny Douglas and Classic Clashes of Filming Footy for his support of the day and allowing us to bring this to you. It's been excellent. Dad, thanks a lot for getting in behind this today. It's been a real pleasure calling this game with you for our old club, and we look forward to the rest of the night with the celebrations and tributes that go on. And of course, if the Brand family are watching this out there, we hope you enjoyed the tribute to your late Bernie Brand. So thanks everyone who jumped on the live stream today to listen. Really appreciate it. I'm Darren McDonald with Terry McDonald, and thanks to Johnny Douglas.
Thank you.